Okay, this craft is for January Kids Club, and we're doing birds of a feather. And the first project we're gonna do is an owl project like this. And this is scratch art. So you're gonna need to get out of your folder an envelope, a scratcher stick like this, piece of gray paper, and a piece of brown paper. Then items you might need from home are a glue stick and a scratch piece of paper or some newspaper to do the gluing on. So the first thing you're gonna do is take out your owls, and you can even put them on your scratch paper. Sometimes this can be a little messy. Dump those out. And you have 3 owls. So you have a big owl and then 2 smaller ones, and then you have 2 sets of wings for each owl, or a set of wings. And you're gonna use your scratcher, and all you have to do, I like to start with the eyes, because that way you have plenty of room for your eyes, is just make some circles. And then you can scratch off any of the black, and underneath is a rainbow color. So you can see how I did some eyes. And then the next thing is to decide how you want to decorate your owl. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can add texture. You can do little triangles like these guys. You can do circles or little feathers or squiggly lines. You can even color around the outside of the owl like this. Give them some little ears, and don't forget a beak. That helps know that it's an owl. And then also on the wings that are together like this, I have them taped together so you know which wings go together. That way they look the same. Just pull them off the tape, and then you can scratch those off too. So go ahead and do that part, and then we'll turn the video back on. Okay, after you have your owls all scratched off and their wings, and you've taken the wings apart, the next step is to put on our tree with the trunk and a branch. So you can kind of decide how you want to do it. The owls are pretty big, so you really almost need to have them kind of in a row because they don't fit on the paper very well. But if you want them to kind of go off the paper, you can do that too. So you take your piece of brown construction paper, and you don't need any scissors for this part. If you want to cut them out, you can, but it kind of is fun to do some tearing. And all you're gonna do is just tear your paper. The first one I'm gonna tear is the large trunk that's gonna go on this side, over here. And you can turn it around. You can see when you tear it, you kind of get one side that's a little bit lighter, and then the other side you can't really see the tear very much. I like the side where you can see the tear because it kind of looks more like a tree that way. So the next part is to make the branch. You want it to kind of reach across. It's going to go underneath the tree. And you can put your tree on the other side if you want. And then maybe you have some little branches that kind of come off from there. So now you're going to use your glue stick and glue the tree down first. Okay, so now I have a tree. And the next step is going to be deciding where you want your owls to go. You can have your large owl in the center. You can have it on one of the ends. It doesn't matter. Let me get those guys figured out. And then after you figure out where you want those to go, use your glue stick and glue all that down, their wings and the owl, until you have something that looks like this. The second craft we're going to do is a little kit that all comes in a bag like this. And it's a little bird puppet that kind of hatches out of his egg. So we're gonna go ahead and find your baggie like this, and then we're gonna open that up. It's got a brown stick, the nest, some leaves, and the bird. Now if you want, you can read the directions, but I'm going to show you how to do it right now. And it's pretty easy to do. So on the stick is a piece of, it's a sticker, and it has a sticky back on it. You just find that and pull up the white piece of paper. And then take your bird, and you're going to just stick it right on top of that, so that the stick is still hidden behind the bird, but so that it will support him. And then you can put that through, the nest has a little hole in here. You put it behind there and bring it up through like that. So that way you go up and down. And then the last bit are the leaves, and these are all stickers too. And you can put those wherever you want. Just like that. Okay, so our last project is this bird that you can stand up like this, and he's got two sides. So in your kit, you have a bird, and there's a bunch of different colors, so it depends on what color you got. You have a piece of orange paper for the beak. You have some googly eyes, the clothespin for his legs, and then you should have a grouping of feathers. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do his beak. And you can do this however you want. You can put it on the paper and trace it around his beak here. You can make your own, whatever you want to do. Cut that out. And you're gonna wanna use some white glue on this one. And remember, just a dot does a lot. So don't need very much. Make sure we're gonna decorate both sides of this so we can see both sides. Okay, and then we can put his eyes on. Put those wherever you want, just a dot. And if you want to kind of line up your eyes, you can kind of look at it as you're gluing the other side. And that way when you put them together, you can pinch them between your two fingers and make sure they line up. Okay, so now he is ready to decorate. If you want to do this step, you don't have to do this step, but if you have markers, crayons, or colored pencils, or anything that you can color with, you can add maybe some different feathers. You can give them a design. You can Zentangle them. You can do whatever you want. Just do some different marks on there. And then the next thing is going to be to decide what feathers. You should have 6 feathers, and hopefully they have a duplicate in there of the same color. So you can put one color of each on each side. Kind of decide where you want them. And maybe you want to just do its tail. Even if you want to just do a bird's tail and maybe one of these for a wing, you kind of decide what you want to do. Be creative. I'm going to go like this. I might do its tail with this one actually. So for this one you do need quite a bit of Elmer's glue, just so that you can really get the feathers to stick down, okay? And then flip them over and do the other side. So he's gonna need to dry for a little bit, so you can just lay him flat. But after he's dry, take your clothespin and find out where you need to put it on the bird to get it to balance. So it might take a little bit. If you're too far forward, he might fall forward or backwards. So you can kind of decide what way he's facing and what works. So have fun crafting.